San Jose Barracuda forward Jacob Peterson joins the show, where we talk about his pre-draft process, coming over from the SHL to the NHL, his trade to San Jose, and of course, we get to know Jacob Peterson off the ice a little bit. So all that and more on today's episode.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, contributor at San Jose Hockey Now, and I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Probably part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day, and if you want to be an everydayer, all you have to do is just follow wherever you get podcasts, and of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. And today we are joined by San Jose Barracuda forward Jacob Peterson, where we decide to, have some fun, get to know PD a little bit better. Great conversation, really fun guy to chat with. Of course, we talk about, coming over from the SHL, his trade. I find out that he's from Linkoping, not Linkoping, and I sound like a complete idiot. Apparently, it's a very common mistake, so you'll get to enjoy me being an idiot right off the bat. So before we get into our conversation with PD, do want to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you guys by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. And if you want to catch tonight's Sharks versus Kings game on the Sirius XM, you can do that. They start at 7:30. You catch every hit, every shot, every goal from your hometown Sharks broadcast on the Sirius XM app. On SXM app, search Sharks. And now we bring in Sharks prospect. I don't know, prospect. I never know the cutoff for prospect. We'll continue to call you prospect. But Jacob Peterson, how's it going, buddy?
It's good. It's been a good day so far, so it's fun to be here.
So wanted to have you on to kind of get to know you for Sharks fans. And the question I usually ask most people is, growing up, when did you realize hockey could be like a thing for you?
I would say my older brothers played, and my dad was a coach. So I knew I was skating with them when I was like 2-3 years old, and I moved puck on the practices they have. So probably from that point, I started loving it. So I think from like 2-3 years old.
You were born in Linkoping, but you didn't play for them. So did you grow up a fan of them? I know the Sharks are familiar with, of course, Matthias Havlet and Phil Biested both playing for them. Was it weird not playing for your hometown team or what?
Actually, it's I'm from Lidköping, so it's close to Linköping though, but it's 3-hour drive from there, but it's just one letter difference, so everybody does.
My bad, my research.
Yeah, but it's not only you, because everybody says, "Oh, you're from Linköping." I know there is, but it's a smaller town called Lidköping, so it's like 3 hours from there, and our hockey team there isn't that great. It's in I think the 4th division right now, 4th or 3rd. So so I played there until I was 15, and then I went to the closest SHL team, who was Frölunda in Gothenburg. But it's not only you, so it's often people think I'm from Linköping, but it's just one letter different. So yeah.
I feel like an idiot now.
No.
All right. So growing up in Sweden, who was your favorite player? Did you have like an NHL favorite player, or like who was your favorite player growing up?
I had first of all, I had the one in Frölunda in SHL. I was a Finnish player actually. His name is Tommi Kallio. I don't know if you guys know who it is, but he played in SHL for a while. I liked him a lot when I was a kid, and then when I got older, I liked Sidney Crosby. That was my idol when I started to watch NHL and stuff like that. So Sidney Crosby was my idol when I was a kid.
I think for your entire generation, I'm a little bit older, but your entire generation, it's Sidney Crosby is usually the most popular answer is, and he's pretty good at hockey. Last time I checked, so
yeah, I remember it was always the guys who loved Sidney Crosby, and then there was the guys who loved Ovechkin. It was like always, no, Ovechkin is way better, but I was the Crosby side.
It's the modern day Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. This I think that's what makes sports great. You have to like kind of pick a side with these guys. So, but all right. Who though do you think you try to model your game after that you've kind of gotten, played pro hockey and stuff? Who's the guy that you're trying to like watch tape and be like, that's the guy who I want to try to be?
That's a hard question. I think I try to look at a lot of players and try to do different things good. As I was a kid, I wanted to play center because Sidney Crosby did and stuff like that. But it's a hard question. I just want to. I don't think I have like a specific player I look at. I look at a lot of people and players who's up there and trying to see things that they do that I can bring to my game too. So I think it's that.
Kind of off that, if you're at home watching hockey, who's like you're trying to pick a game, who's the one guy you're like, okay, I want to watch him play tonight, other than Sidney Crosby?
That's probably maybe Rasmus Dahlin.
Okay.
We grew up together. He's also from Lidköping, so it's always fun to see him playing when we both of us grew up in the same small city in Sweden. So it's always fun to watch him play.
You root for the hometown guys. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
You were drafted by the Dallas Stars in 2017. First of all, did you end up going to the draft in Chicago? What was your draft experience like?
No, I didn't. I was at home actually. So I remember we had a barbecue with my family. I didn't know if I was going to be drafted. So we had a barbecue with the family, and then the draft was on, and I was like, okay, we can look at it, but I don't know if I hope I will go, but I don't know. And then I got a call when the fifth round was, and it was my agent who told me that I got drafted. So yeah, I still remember that moment. That was a good moment for me and my family.
And then you're basically like on a plane, right, going to Dallas to kind of meet everybody, and that whole experience, like within usually the next like couple days, right?
Exactly. It went so quick there. So I just it was a fun time. So it was a fun time for me.
Did you have a lot of interviews beforehand, or was it like did you go to the combine? Like how did that go?
No, I didn't go to combine, but I had a talk with most of the teams before with the Swedish scouts there. But I didn't know anything actually. Like I didn't know if I even was going to be drafted at that point. So that was a great moment.
So you come over, you spend a couple more years in Sweden. You come over the 21-22 season, right? Which of course was still figuring a lot of stuff out with COVID. We had the taxi squad. It was kind of a crazy year and guys missing a lot of time. What was that experience like, especially going from SHL hockey to, North American hockey?
Yeah, it's a big experience. It's a big step to take from Swedish hockey with the big rink and 50 games a season to small rink and 82. So it was a big step, but I think it was a great first year. I came there and just enjoyed playing. I think it went pretty quick to like get used to the small rink and stuff like that and everything outside of hockey. I mean, it's not just hockey. You got to live in a new country too with everything around. But I think it went well, and it was a fun first year.
Of course, right? You immediate impact, right? 12 goals in 65 games in the NHL. Was it kind of like, I don't want to say overwhelming, but just like, oh wow, like I can actually do this, playing in the best league in the world?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't have a lot of expectation actually. I didn't know a lot about like hockey here.
Mm-hmm.
Never been to, I've been to the development camps, but except from that, I've never been to America for a long time and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a great experience, and it was fun to play in NHL right away. It was a really fun year.
right, guys, before we continue with Petey, of course, we talk about his trade to San Jose, kind of what went through all that, kind of, of meeting all the Swedes, get to know Petey off the ice here a little bit as well. Before we do that, just need to take a quick break. And as the weather gets cooler, NFL offers stay hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is super easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. My parlay I'm giving out this week, Raheem Mostert touchdown, Christian McCaffrey touchdown. Both those guys have scored 20 touchdowns this year. Why would they stop scoring touchdowns now? So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon. Kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. And you got to taste of actual playoff hockey in the NHL, which is just a much different experience, right? Talk about the intensity of going from regular season to that playoff.
Yeah, I always heard from before that it's different hockey in playoffs, but when you're there, you can really feel it. We played Calgary, and it went to Game 7, so I got to play Game 7 too. It was really fun, and it's way different to play playoff hockey. It's almost like another sport where it's so intense and all the people in the stands and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a great experience and really fun.
And then last year, you spent most of the season in the AHL. Was it kind of a bit of a shock, especially after you maybe felt like you proved yourself in the NHL, and then having to spend the entire season or a good chunk of the season in the AHL?
Yeah, I mean, this is a lesson that you never know. You never have a safe spot anywhere. So I came that year, felt good, but they had a good team in Dallas that year, and I didn't take the spot. So I mean, that's hockey. I just went down there and trying to get better every day, and of course the goal was to get back to NHL. But I think it was a good year in AHL there too. We had a great team in Texas, so it was a good year.
And then you get traded at the trade deadline. Was that kind of a bit of surprise as well, getting traded?
It's always a surprise getting traded. You never know where or when and stuff. I think it was the trade line day there, the last day. So, but yeah, it was fun. And as soon as I knew it was San Jose, I was just looking forward to it and get there and get it started there. So it was. It's a great experience to get traded to. Just a couple of hours and you're in another city and another team. So. But it was fun to come to San Jose, and I had a warm welcome here, so it was good.
Did you know much about the Bay Area or San Jose at all? I assume you'd been there at least for to play a game, right?
Yeah, I play both with NHL and AHL here. But the rink, the AHL team played in SAP back then, I think, when I played here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been here before, but I didn't know a lot. You play hockey when you're here, and then you don't have the time to do a lot of other stuff. So I didn't know a lot, but I knew it was in California. But now I know a lot. So it's a great spot, really great spot to live in, and I really like it.
Who has better weather, Texas or the Bay Area?
I would say it's better weather here because Texas is a little bit hotter, but I think the sun is out way more here, and I like that. I'd rather have a little bit colder, but the sun is shining, so I like it here.
The saying is, especially in San Francisco, right? The coldest winter ever is the summer in San Francisco. It's kind of the fun joke there, yeah. But yeah. And you get to the Barracuda, right? And you kind of hit the ground running. You had 8 points in 11 games. What do you think was kind of a big reason for your success so quickly?
I think it was a warm welcome. Everybody here helped me to get into it quickly, both off and on the ice. And just that I got to play my game here, and they let me play, and I played a lot of minutes and stuff like that. So it was a fun time coming here.
And then, of course, you got called up to go play with the Sharks, and you had 6 points in 8 games with the Sharks in the NHL. Was that kind of a nice confirmation, especially after spending a lot of the year last year in the AHL, to kind of be like, okay, like I'm an NHL player?
Yeah, of course, it was fun to play up there and to feel that I can still play there, of course. So yeah, it was fun to be up there and play with that team. They helped me a lot up there too, and I got to play with great players. So yeah, it was a good experience too.
One great player, Erik Karlsson, who I think most Swedes are pretty well aware of, if not don't, idolize Erik Karlsson in his play. Was a bit of a shock to kind of be like, oh, I'm receiving passes from Erik Karlsson, who's like on this historic pace this year, just scoring 101 points last year.
Yeah, that was really cool to, I grew up watching him. Of course, he played in Frölunda too, my favorite team. So I grew up watching him, and to get to play with him when he had that kind of a season was just cool to see that, and to say that I played with him that season. He scored 100 points, so yeah, it was nice.
I mean, with the Sharks right now, we, kind of a lot of Swedish players. You have Zetterlund, who's part of the same draft class as you. William Eklund, I know, is a couple years younger than you, but is, well on his way to being a star. What's it like kind of having a lot of these Swedes making a big impact for the Sharks? And how well did you know Zetterlund beforehand?
Yeah, I knew Cardwell before. We played the national teams since we were like 14 years old, maybe 15. So I knew him for a while. And Eke, I got to know 2 years ago, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I think it was like the NHL rookie stuff before the season. So I met him there. And also a national team in Sweden, yeah. So it's fun to see how they play. They both play great now, and they are good persons, and really good to have more Swedes here, so we can talk a little bit Swedish. But yeah, it's fun to see them playing that good, and they deserve it.
Zetterlund looks like he's built like a freaking truck. Is he like really like that impressive? Like any photo you see of him, especially if you like scroll his Instagram where he doesn't have a shirt on, like he looks like if he wasn't playing hockey, he could be like a male model or something.
He's built like a truck, for sure. He's a big guy and he's really strong. So I'm glad I'm on the same team as him and not the other one.
Yeah, he does not seem like a guy who you do not want to take a check from, because I feel like it would hurt a lot.
yeah, it would.
All right. I wanted to ask you this year, you started donning the neck guard this year, especially. I know it's a big topic, especially with what happened in England. Any decision that went behind that? Was that kind of maybe like the final push to be like, you know what, I need to do better protecting myself? Or
yeah, before that happened, it's like I haven't had neck guard for 2 years now here in US, and I'm used to it because we had to have it in Sweden. So mm-hmm. my 3 pro years in Sweden, I have neck guard, so I have it feels like normal for me because I'm used to it. So, and now when that happened, you get a little eye opener, and when you see stuff like that, and especially when I'm used to it, so it's like, okay, I can use mm-hmm. it if we have one. So I asked the equipment manager, and he had 3 of them, I think 3 or 4. So he gave one to me. So yeah, it was. I'm used to it, so I want to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a tragedy. You can kind of see like any hockey player, because it's one of your brothers basically, and I think you can kind of picture a world where that could have been you, especially with just how fast the game is going. Exactly. So yeah, and it's good to see, especially like a lot of the CHL. I think they're starting to mandate that for all of them, and hopefully we start to see more and more protection available for you guys. So. Yeah. This year, though, you've been playing a lot with Bordeleau and Cardwell. Bordeleau, top pick, and Cardwell has been kind of coming along. What's it like playing with those two guys?
I like playing with them. I think every game a lot of the game we played together, we played really good. Both of them good speed, good hockey sense. So if I just find them, they will do good things. So it's been really good playing with those two, and I think both of them is really good players. So I'm happy playing with those guys.
With Cardwell, this is his first season in the AHL, and he's been making a pretty good impact. How tough is it for such? I think he's like 19 or 20, right? Kind of doing what he's doing in professional hockey.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about him before, but when I came down, I think I played with him my first game too, and I saw right away that he's a good player. He's strong, he's fast, he's skilled, and a good hand. So I think he's doing really good. And yeah, of course, it's hard to come play your first year in AHL from juniors before. So he's been really good. And I think he's gonna be even better. I think he's just gonna grow into it now. But he's been really good, and it's really fun to play with him.
And then Bordeleau, like the creativity with Bordeleau, right? Where he tries some stuff and you're like, how did you do like some of the passes and stuff he tries? Is it like when you play with him, you have to kind of always be ready because you never know what he's gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I like about him. You never know. You can take 2 seconds and then you get an open net because he found you. So I really like playing with him too. He's a skilled player and really good. So yeah, it's fun playing with those guys.
All right, guys, before we finish with Petey, and of course we have to find out if he wears socks with skates, just need to take a quick break. If you're looking for that last minute holiday gift for someone who loves to go to sporting events, music shows, comedy, theater, whatever near you, all you have to do is check out Game Time. They have killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seats, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. If you're a procrastinator like I am, they have tickets up to even after an hour after the event starts. So is the place to find last minute seats. They have exclusive flash deals. So if you're trying to save some money right now, I know things get a little bit tough around the holidays. Game Time has got you covered there. And my favorite thing about Game Time is when you go to check out, the prices are included, right? You're not going to get slapped with a bunch of fees like other apps do. You can check out in less than 2 seconds with a couple taps. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNHL, LOCKEDON NHL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right. I know this season's been a little bit up and down with the Barracuda. It seems like you play a really good game and then like the team plays a really good game and then like the next game maybe kind of a bit flatter. What do you think you guys need to do to kind of get this thing turned around as we start to enter the second half of the year?
Yeah, exactly. That's how it's been. We play some games really good, so we know we can do it. But then the game after is almost always not that good. So I think we're just gonna find a way to play good, more consistent, and to keep playing good. And if we have bad 10 minutes, we just gotta believe ourselves and trying to not just keep building more. One more 10 minutes bad hockey and then stuff like that, because we know we have a good team, we have good players, and we showed it. We can prove it. We just have to find a way to be consistent with it and to play good 60 minutes every night. We know we're probably not going to play good 60 minutes every night, but let's just build more minutes in our system, and as good as we can play and battle hard for each other, I think it can be really good, because we have a good team, and we're skilled and tough to play against if we play the right way. So I think if we just find a way to do that more consistent, we can be good.
Maybe not letting those like bad moments snowball, and then it's just like
exactly
five bad minutes turns into 10 bad minutes turns into a whole period. So
yeah, that's how it's been a little bit. Like we have 10 bad minutes, and then we let a goal in, and then we just keep going like that. So you just gotta find a way to turn that around, and I think that comes with wins too. If we get 2-3 wins in a row, then it's gonna come, and the confidence is gonna come. So we have it, and I think we're gonna find it too.
I mean, you can even just look to the Sharks, right? They started the season 0-11, and now, I mean, they're playing some of their best hockey, and they've played some really good teams recently and taken it and beaten some good teams. And I think maybe that's, how much is maybe that kind of floating around. It's like, hey, look what they're doing, right? These are your teammates and stuff. And I mean, they had one of the worst starts you'll ever see in the NHL. And now look at them, like that. They're not that far out from the playoffs, right?
Exactly. That's also a thing we can look at, that they had a tough start. We have a tough start. They can turn around, and we just know that we can turn around too. And we know we have the capability to do it. So, yeah, we just have to find more minutes in our system, and then we're gonna be fine.
All right, some fun stuff now. So you've been with Barracuda for a little bit. I'm gonna ask you to rank their sweaters. Right, you've got the black one, the white one, and then the gray one. So which one's your favorite? And then put them in order.
I think my favorite one is the black one. I like the black one. I think that was the first one I played with here too. I really like that one. I'm not sure I'll play with the gray one yet. To be honest, because I don't think I did it last year, and we haven't had it.
I think they did it at the beginning of last year, so it might have been before your time.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. But I've seen it though. But I think the white one and then the gray one is last because I haven't played with it yet. But yeah.
If you score a hat trick with the gray one, it's probably going to be your favorite one.
Number one, yeah, for sure.
So, your game day prep, are you a superstitious person? Are you kind of a little superstitious, or are you a let it flow type of guy?
Kind of in between, I think. I always do the same things. I have a 40-minute nap and stuff like that, but I don't have to eat the same thing. I don't have to do more than that. I think the only thing I do is the 40-minute nap. I always do. Then I do different stuff, so it's not that bad.
You're not like the same pair of socks, like the Connor McDavid socks that are like, have been to look like they're from like the Civil War or something like that.
No, I'm not like that. I think it's good. I'm not like that.
Are you a headphones guy or whatever they're playing in the room?
Whatever plays in the room. So that's also, I'm good with almost everything. I like all of the music.
Who's the DJ right now?
I think it's Nick Shizek. He's the DJ right now. So, and he's been really good. So he can keep going.
I know Robbins was in there for a little bit, but I know he's been hurt right now. So I know he was vying for it. At least I know last year, but I guess Chichek has taken over.
We'll see when Robo is coming back. See who gets it then.
Coffee? Are you a coffee guy for the game?
Yeah, I'm a big coffee guy. I like coffee, and I have to have coffee before. So I brought some Swedish coffee, so I always do my own coffee here at home, and then I also have a cup of coffee on the rink too. So yeah, I'm a big coffee guy.
I was gonna say iced or hot, or a little depends on the mood.
Depends on the mood, but before I came to US, always hot. I don't think I ever had cold coffee before or iced coffee before I came here. But now
us Americans ruining things as we tend to do. So
yeah, exactly. But in the beginning, I was like, no, I'm just drinking hot because I'm used to it. But now I tried cold, and like on a hot day outside, it's really good with a cold coffee too. So I like both of them, but I prefer hot most of the time.
It can be 110. I'm drinking hot coffee. I can't do the cold coffee.
So. No, you can't? No,
I can't. It's the worst. My wife loves cold coffee. I can't do it. So she's the weird, like it's freezing out and she's drinking cold coffee too. So you know how it is.
Yeah.
But all right, I have to ask, are you a monster who does not wear socks with your skates?
I wear socks with my skates. But I know people, I play with people who doesn't do it. But I don't think I could ever do it because I think that would hurt, right? I never tried it, but
they say once you kind of like get used to it, it's really comfortable. But yeah, it seems really gross to me.
I feel like it would smell worse too without socks. So I don't know if I want to do that.
All right, I'll get you out of here a couple here. So when you're not at the rink during the season, what's your kind of favorite thing to do to unwind?
When I'm not at the rink?
Mm-hmm.
So I have my girlfriend here too, so we probably go to different places around here. In California, there's a lot of cool places with Santa Cruz and stuff like that. And if we don't do that, I like to play some video games too. So
what are you playing right now?
I'm playing a lot of FIFA and Call of Duty. So
Call of Duty. Yeah.
Playing with a couple guys in the team too, so it's fun.
That's good. And then in the off season, what's your favorite thing to do?
Good question. I think just be with my family. I mean, it's when you live here, you're far from the family, so I think just spend time with my family when I'm home in Sweden, and family and friends. Just meet friends you haven't been able to see for a while. So I think that's my favorite thing to do in the summers.
All right, Jacob, so much. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Best of luck and health for you this season. Hopefully we see you back up on the NHL team sooner rather than later.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed my conversation with Jacob Peterson. Really fun guy to talk to. Seems like a great dude to kind of hang out with. He would be like a great hang. I don't know why. I just get that vibe that he'd be a great hang. So really hope he gets another shot with the Sharks here sooner rather than later. He's been doing really well with the Barracuda. He's been kind of centering that line with Bordeleau and Cardwell. Hope he gets another shot with the Sharks here soon, especially after the trade deadline, and we get a kind of get some of the reinforcements from the Barracuda. And I think he's gonna be just the kind of guy that hangs around for a while. And I think he's got a really high upside as well to be a kind of middle six guy for the Sharks going forward. Especially while you're maybe waiting on your Robins and your Ozzy Weisblatts and some of those guys to kind of continue their development path. I think he can be kind of a mainstay in that middle six for the next couple seasons for the Sharks. So great conversation with him. Thanks as always to the Barracuda for helping to get this thing set up. Nick, you're the best. So we'll be back tomorrow where we cover the Kings Sharks game. This feels like a really big game, especially after the 2 losses the Sharks just had this weekend. If the Sharks can win this game against the Kings, I think you can have kind of a conversation about where the Sharks team is headed, especially against this powerhouse Kings team right now. So we'll have a full breakdown of tonight's game. So make sure you guys are following wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. When you're done checking out this episode, make sure you guys go check out Locked On Sports Today has launched the first ever national 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering top sports stories across the day with local experts on Locked On. Plus, our national shows covering every league. So go to Locked On Sports Today on YouTube. Subscribe to the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel. You can also follow the show, of course, wherever you get podcasts on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. You can follow me on Twitter at Mike Fryhole. Patrick, if you're listening, hope you feel better, man. Thinking about you. So just, feel better. Until tomorrow. Bye, friends.